Once upon a time, in a village called Achi, there was a princess named Ego. She was the eldest daughter of King Chida. Unlike her three younger sisters, Ego was not married because she was very large in size. No suitors were interested in her due to her weight, and some villagers even made fun of her behind her back, making jokes about her size. King Chida and his wife were worried about Ego's weight. They tried several times to arrange a marriage for her, but no one was interested. Ego, meanwhile, had lost hope in herself. She loved food too much to think about losing weight, and she believed that marriage probably wasn't for her. She thought that anyone willing to marry her would only do it for her royal status, not for love. She deeply wanted a husband who loved her for who she was. Despite feeling sad, Ego found joy in dancing. She was a great dancer, and she often hid in her room to dance alone. During festivals, Ego would find a quiet spot to listen to the music and dance her heart out. She always hid because she didn't want anyone to make fun of her. One year, during the annual festival that brought together people from nearby villages, everyone was excited. Some villagers prepared their best clothes, others practiced their dancing and music, and many looked forward to enjoying the delicious food. Ego only wanted to find a quiet spot to dance freely. Eventually, she found a place where she could hear the music clearly and began dancing with a big smile. Suddenly, she heard the sound of a drum getting louder, but kept dancing until the music stopped. The drum, however, continued. She turned around and saw a man smiling at her while playing his drum. The man stopped drumming and asked, "Why did you stop dancing?" Embarrassed, Ego started running away, but because she was heavy, he caught up to her. "Leave me alone," she said, panting. "Go laugh at someone else." The man looked kindly at her and explained that he had gotten lost on his way to the market square, saw her dancing, and decided to play his drum to support her. Ego realized he was from another village, thanked him, and gave him directions to the market. But the man, whose name was Arin, asked if he could keep drumming for her. Without waiting for her answer, he began playing again, inviting her to dance. Ego thought, "What do I have to lose?" and started dancing. After a while, she thanked Arin, who asked her to meet him the next day. She agreed and went home, thinking about his kindness. That night, she couldn't stop thinking about him, though she tried not to get her hopes up. The next evening, Ego met Arin again, and they enjoyed each other's company, talking and dancing. Days turned into weeks, and they continued meeting, becoming close friends. One day, Arin confessed his feelings for her, and she was happy because she felt the same way. Arin promised to come with his family to formally ask her parents for her hand in marriage. But before he could do so, an airborne illness spread across the villages, and each village closed its borders. Sadly, Ego caught the illness and struggled for months. She lost her appetite, which caused her to lose a lot of weight. When she recovered, she looked very different. Her beauty was now clear to everyone. Many men who had ignored her before began to admire her and talk to her about marriage. Feeling proud, Ego began to think she was too good for Arin. When the village borders reopened, she went to meet Arin, expecting him to be there. When he saw her, he smiled warmly, but Ego acted coldly, telling him she no longer wanted to marry him. Arin, hurt and confused, tried to cheer her up by drumming, but she rudely told him to stop. Weeks went by, and Arin sent messengers to Ego, hoping she would change her mind, but she ignored him. She decided to hold a wrestling competition where the winner would marry her. Many men entered the contest to win her hand. For 4 months, Ego stayed indoors, pampering herself. But she returned to her old eating habits, and little by little, she regained all the weight she had lost. When the day of the competition arrived, she was back to her previous size. She was embarrassed, But her father refused to cancel the event, hoping she would still find a good suitor. When she appeared at the event, the men who had come to compete were shocked and began to leave, one by one. Feeling humiliated, Ego was about to leave in shame when she saw a familiar figure. It was Aaron. But now, he looked different, dressed like a royal prince. She realized that Aaron was royalty too. He had hidden his status because of his love for music. As Aaron walked away, Ego realized she had lost a good man who truly loved her. Sadly, she never found love again and eventually became the 10th wife of an old chief. The lesson here is to value those who care for us at our lowest moments, because such people are rare. If we treat them poorly, we may never get another chance to have them in our lives.